Hey, Jay.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
I got a question from a colleague at NHL.com. He wanted to ask me about, wanted me to ask you about Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, how they've kind of come up together and put this thing together, and how have you seen them kind of evolve, and now that they want to take this team to the next level? I just want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I've seen them both as young men. I've seen them grow into the leaders that they are today. Obviously, lots of individual accomplishments in their NHL careers and in their international careers. I think both are driven by team success. And they're pushing every single day to be the best that they can be and to set a standard for our team to help move the needle forward here in Edmonton. And, for me, I'm lucky because I get a front row seat to all the things that happen behind the scenes, all the work that gets put in. And they're two great young men, two really good hockey leaders. And, they're pushing each and every day.
They seem to take a lot of pride in that, and it's obviously rare to find one guy like that on a team, but to have two of them, it's a bit of a luxury, I guess. But how do they kind of work together in that regard? They're both pulling in the same direction.
Well, first of all, I would agree with you. I think it's really special this time in our lives here in Edmonton to have players of that caliber, people of that caliber leading our team in this proud franchise. How are they working together? They're magic when they're on the ice together. They're committed, as I said, to being team first. So they understand that they, sometimes are together, sometimes they're not. I said this the other day regarding the leadership side of things. I think it's more than just setting examples for both of them, although they do set great examples. I think it comes down to, holding people accountable to the standards that they set. And when people come up short, they're the first ones there to try and help. And if it continues, they're not afraid to let people know that we need more at certain times. I think that's a true definition of leadership, and we're lucky we have both of them.
And just one last one for me. I wanted to ask you about Ryan Murray and just what impression has he left you here at training camp, and what have you learned about him that maybe you didn't know?
Yeah, well, he's a quiet guy, so you don't learn much about him. He's not coming in your office and spending hours in there regaling you with stories about his past. But he's somebody that I see as a real solid professional. I had the experience at the World Cup of Hockey of meeting him and coaching him there. So, I see someone who goes about his daily business. He's serious about being the best that he can be. And, he's competing for ice time. He's competing. He's like everyone else out there. He wants to find some privileged ice time. He wants to be the best that he can be so that he can help the team win.
Your team played some pretty important, pretty stressful, big moments last year. Game 6 in LA, some of the games of the Calgary series, figuring it out against Colorado. Maybe you could put into words, how do those things make you a better team? How does those moments that you've lived through help you win this year?
Well, you're talking big picture there, Spec. I'm thinking about tonight's game. But more than that, I would say the bulk of the players on our team this year are returning, and they got to experience that playoff run in those big games that you're mentioning. I think anytime you're in those situations, you're gaining experience that helps you as you move forward. It helps you because you were forced in those circumstances to find solutions. And we can draw on those solutions or draw on that experience as we get ready for the rigors of an 82-game schedule. And you notice I said that. an 82-game schedule rather than the postseason, because I have a firm belief that, we begin the race with 31 other teams. That starts next week. It actually starts today. The NHL regular season starts today with the games in Europe. And, we want to make sure that we carry those lessons that we've learned on that run into this season to help propel us, because we can't worry about game 83 right now. We got to take care of our daily process. And if we do, and we draw on those lessons, I think it sets us up down the road. But we got to take care of the day's business.
Jay, with the conclusion of training camp and preseason, how would you describe your experience in implementing what you need to do to kind of set this team up for the regular?
Yeah, it was a good experience for me. Training camp's not an easy time of year. It's with some of the day of travel and day back travel, all that kind of stuff. And what was asked of our players, the intensity, the volume of work that was being done on the ice on a daily basis, not easy. But I believe that it lays the foundation for the start of your season. It wasn't an easy camp. It was not an easy camp for our players. So to get through that, to continue to get better, and I think we're a better team now than we were 2 weeks ago. We got a lot of work done. From the coaching side of things, we got to touch on a lot of areas and lay bits of a foundation that we'll be able to draw on as we move forward.
Jack Campbell expected to play the full 60?
Yep, Jack Campbell's in tonight.
Does the system change at all with the new tandem in terms of, Mike Smith played the puck very regularly and very well, and now Jack Campbell, I know he plays the puck very well, but maybe not as frequent. Does that change anything in your perspective?
Well, I think you keep it in mind for sure. When we're talking systems or tactics for our team, big thing is we want to make sure that we're building a way of playing that suits our personnel at our disposal. And Jackie is a good puck handler. It's obviously Mike Smith's probably the best ever. So it does affect things, but I think Jack's puck handling is pretty good and fits the way we want to play.
Can I ask you a couple questions about your lineup?
Sure, Ryan.
Preseason. On the blue line, in Samorukov, Niemelainen, Broberg, are all of them going to be the lineup tonight, or just a couple? What's the plan there?
None of them will be in the lineup tonight.
None of them. Okay. How would you characterize the competition level for those three? Basically, there's only so many spots here available on the team, but it seems like it's been made very competitive. And how would you characterize how close the competition is in this moment for the spots that are there?
It's the competition. It's on a razor's edge right now. Everybody brings something different to the table, a different type of ingredient to the team. I thought we've had a real competitive camp, and when you do that, usually the answers become clear or the cream rises to the top, but it's been tough because we've seen some really good camps there. For me, I think that's what you want as a coaching staff. Those are first world problems to have when you get so many good players to choose from. And I think, it's going to make for some tough decisions here as we move forward.
On certain teams, based on where you are in your development, you bring players along and you can afford to have them learning on the fly, playing NHL games. Other teams that maybe are in a different stage, you're looking for more NHL-ready guys. How would you characterize your willingness to have younger players learning on the fly versus just needing to ice the best lineup on that given night? Development versus the moment.
Yeah, really, I like the way you put that, development versus moment. I would say that we have room on our team for people that are going to make our team better. I think youth or younger players bring a level of enthusiasm to the rink that I think helps some of your more veteran players along, especially during a long season. And I think over time in Bakersfield, and certainly last year up in Edmonton, I feel comfortable putting youth into the lineup and putting them in positions to succeed. So we're going to try and ice our best lineup. But the NHL also is not a development league. It's an everyday league. And it's, where we're at as an organization is that we're going to try and ice the best lineup possible on a nightly basis.
Jay, I know these last preseason are a chance to get the team that's going to be starting the season, their last look. But with Warren Foegele and Kyler Yamamoto, are they going to need a little bit more time to rest up, or should they be good to go tonight?
Yeah, they won't play tonight. They're nicked up, and but they're making progress. So hope that both are feeling better and are in practice tomorrow.
Thanks, Jay.
Good, thanks, guys.